Chapter 22, It's time to pay the tuition fees. Even after they reached their dormitories, Zhao Yifan and the rest of the girls were feeling glum. Nobody would have felt that bad if Chen Hao, being a poor loser, had won the lottery with a cash price of about 100,000. However, not only did he buy a luxury bag, he even dined in the top restaurant in Hot Spring Villa. Besides that, it was a painting that cost 1 million. How could he have persuaded Li Jinghua with just a few words? It was impossible. Yifan, what do you think of today's incident? Zhao Yifan sat on her bed listening to the question posed by Lin Jiao, who was removing her makeup. She frowned. I have no idea, maybe we're overthinking. Didn't Su Xia call Yang Hui again just now to confirm that the reason why General Manager Li was so courteous to Chen Hao was because he saved his daughter? Regarding that painting incident, I guess Li Jinghua was trying to find a reason not to make things difficult for Chen Hao. Chen Hao did rescue his daughter, and that itself is a massive favor already, Zhao Yifan reasoned. Then it makes perfect sense. Humph. I thought that Chen Hao suddenly became rich today. I nearly had the shock of my life. Lin Jiao gave a long sigh. Why don't you continue calling him Brother Chen Hao? A group of girls teased. Who would call him that? Damn it, how could he waste a favor just like that? If I had that kind of favor, I would have asked General Manager Li to arrange a position for me. That way, I would not have to worry anymore. It's true. Chen Hao, on the other hand, used up his favor completely in just one day. Sigh, I really worry about his IQ. The girls chattered away. Zhao Yifan was enjoying the conversation. The more Chen Hao suffered, the more relaxed she felt. It was a very strange feeling indeed. However, Chen Hao did not think too much about it. The moment they got back to their rooms, all of them fell asleep in an instant because they enjoyed themselves too much today. The next day, when they were preparing to go to class, he saw Yang Hui and the rest of them in the dormitory. They were putting money into envelopes and writing their names on the envelopes. Chen Hao looked at the group messages and found out that the class monitor had tagged all their classmates in the group chat, telling them that their tuition fees were due today. Chen Hao, for your tuition fees, will you be waiting for the student subsidies for another half a month? Or, actually, Yang Hui wanted to ask if General Manager Li had given Chen Hao some cash to pay for his tuition fees or something along those lines. However, when he recalled the painting that was worth 1 million, he did not ask any further. He was afraid that his best friend Chen Hao had gone back to being just a poor boy. Chen Hao smiled and said, "Don't worry, I still have some money left. It's enough to pay for my tuition fees. Oh, by the way, you guys can go to the classroom to pay first, because I need to withdraw some money." Chen Hao didn't seem to be lying. Yang Hui thought that he really did have some money left, thus, he felt relieved. Chen Hao arrived at the bank located at the campus entrance. I would like to withdraw 5,000. Chen Hao gave them the card through the window. As a result, the service staff inside was stunned. She picked up Chen Hao's bank card and looked it over from the front and back. Finally, she asked Chen Hao in surprise, "What's wrong with your card?" The card services were changed by somebody. His card services were changed. Chen Hao was stunned. Actually, the female service staff noticed that Chen Hao's attire looked quite ordinary. He looked like a poor student at one glance, hence, her tone was a bit impatient. However, other than a few VIP customers, only a few people could alter their banking card services. She explained, "Yes, your banking card underwent some major changes in the Union Pay service. You can only withdraw a minimum of 200,000 at once. You cannot withdraw 5,000 at all." The female service staff gave him a once-over. No matter how she looked at this student in front of her, he did not look like a rich person at all. So, who set up his bank card? Chen Hao knew who did it in an instant. Other than his sister Chen Xiao, who else could it be? "My dear sister, is it so wrong to be thrifty? Damn it, how could she set a minimum limit for my bank card? Does she want our family to go bankrupt?" He immediately called his sister. Very soon, his call was answered. "Sister, did you do anything to my bank card?" "Yes, I did. I adjusted the minimum withdrawal amount. I had no choice. This is because you are not behaving like a rich kid. My dear brother, with the way you are now, how are you going to establish a foothold in our family? You should slowly adjust to this kind of lifestyle." Chen Hao was stunned into silence. "Oh, by the way, I would have given you a call today if you had not called me. Other than the bank card, I have also set some minimum withdrawal limits for you recently. Do you still remember the shopping cards that I gave you? There's still approximately 10 million worth of credit inside. I have set the end of this month as the expiry date. In other words, if you do not spend all the money in these shopping cards by then that 10 million will end up in another person's pockets." Damn it, Chen Hao's eyes nearly turned red. Such cruelty, she was essentially forcing him to bankrupt the entire family. you better grow up fast. Don't let your sister and parents worry about getting you out of the shadows of poverty." With that, his sister hung up the phone. "What's wrong with you? Do you want to withdraw your money or not? If you do not want to do that, don't waste our time." Unbeknownst to him, there were already 5 to 6 students standing behind him. All of them wanted to withdraw their money. The person who uttered those words was a well-dressed guy who had his arms around a pretty female student. He cast a look of disdain in the direction of Chen Hao. The tuition fees were due today, thus a lot of students came here to withdraw money. Seeing Chen Hao on the phone for such a long time and looking at his attire, anybody could see that he had definitely ran out of money and was currently calling his parents to amass some. "Gosh, how long do you need to gather the money? Our classes are starting soon, haha." A girl asked with disdain, with a boy's arm around her waist. "I'll withdraw now." He had no choice since more and more students were coming to the bank. Chen Hao thought that he would better hurry. He would withdraw 200,000 first, then, he informed the service staff at the bank counter. The female service staff was a bit skeptical, however, she punched in the amount. Following that, her computer display showed that the withdrawal was a success. The female service staff's eyes gleamed in that instant. 200,000, I'll be damned. He's filthy rich. "Sir, it's done." The female service staff straightened her hair and stood up to service him as a way of expressing her respect toward Chen Hao. She took 2 bundles of money and put it into the money counter. Whirl. Whirl. Whirl, the machines whirled. It was all cash. All the students who were in the hall were stunned. The couple behind Chen Hao had their mouths wide open. Their mouths were so wide that you could stuff 2 eggs inside there. Just now, they were taunting him to withdraw his money quickly as though he didn't have enough, but now it seemed that it wasn't true. Quite a number of female students were giving him some strange looks, as if saying, "Here handsome, look at me, please look at me." Chen Hao touched his nose embarrassingly. He noticed that there was a lot of money and he did not have anything to put it in. He saw a black-colored rubbish bag in the dustbin in front of the counter. It was changed recently and was still brand new. He took it directly. Are you using this?" The female service staff looked at him in surprise. Was the world of the rich different? Yes. Chen Hao did not say anything more. He packed the 200,000 cash into the plastic bag. Then, he picked up his bank and ID card and left the bank. "Oh my God, look at him. He was urging that guy just now. Is his family as rich as him?" The moment Chen Hao left, the entire hall was abuzz with noise. The girl behind Chen Hao just now even gave the guy a punch in disdain. The male student could only look at Chen Hao's retreating figure and said viciously, "FCK, what kind of wealthy person dresses like this?" Even though Chen Hao hurriedly returned to the classroom so that he could pay his tuition fees on time, he was still late. "I'm here." Chen Hao stood at the entrance of the classroom. A young, pretty tutor named Meng Kairu gave Chen Hao a glance. "Ah. I thought you would be too scared to come after knowing that the tuition fees are due today." After that, she looked at the rubbish bag that Chen Hao was holding in his hands. "What's that? Are you picking up trash for income since you do not have enough money for your tuition fees? Ha ha ha." The moment Meng Kairu uttered those words, everybody in the classroom started roaring with laughter. Chen Hao did not say anything. His tutor had always acted so. She really despised the poor and curried favor with the rich. To put it this way, Meng Kairu had a good relationship with Su Nan and a few of the richer students in class. She would usually go out to sing with them. Even if Su Nan and the rest of them played truant or skipped their exams, they would still be able to get high grades. They did not even need to apply for a day off. However, if Chen Hao did all these things, Meng Kairu would expel him from college if he skipped classes without applying for a leave first. Although he was exaggerating the situation, that was pretty much the truth. "Looking at you, I know that you have to rely on the student subsidies again, right? Why didn't Jiang Weiwei report to me? Let me tell you this, Chen Hao. If you cannot pay your tuition fees by the end of the month, you would still have to drop out automatically even if you are in your 3rd year of college." Meng Kairu coldly stated. "Okay, you can take your trash and go back to your seat." Such an embarrassment. Meng Kairu had heard about Chen Hao's previous incidents. Hence, at that moment, faced with Chen Hao's worrying IQ, she could not get too angry about it. Su Nan, Blondie and the rest of the gang were covering their mouths as they laughed. Chen Hao looked apathetic. "Ms. Meng, who said that I would drag till the month's end to make my payment? I specifically came here today to pay my tuition fees." "What? Is he really paying his fees today?" Everyone questioned in disbelief. Meng Kairu looked surprised. Even Yang Xia, who was sitting in the middle of the classroom, rolled her eyes at him. "Chen Hao, don't tell me you brought 10 or 1 banknotes again. You had us counting the money for nearly half a day," Meng Kairu said worriedly. Last semester, everybody was shocked when Chen Hao paid his tuition fees. As he wasn't successful in applying for the student subsidies, Chen Hao gathered all his savings that he had earned from his part-time jobs to pay his tuition fees. He had caused quite a stir in his entire department. What the FCK? Does such a poor person even exist? Meng Kairu was really worried that the same incident would happen again. As their tutor, she would be so embarrassed. Sigh, Ms. Meng, looks like we have to expend some effort again. I am worried about my right hand, as this is the hand that was supposed to be used on dining and gaming. Su Nan, Blondie and the rest of them pretended to look pained as they swung their right hands around while walking up the stage, indicating that they were prepared to help the tutor count the money, when in reality, they wanted to ridicule Chen Hao. Yang Xia didn't want to look at him. As his ex-girlfriend, she felt so embarrassed. Haha, if you guys are willing to count it, then you can count it slowly. Let me know when you are done. There was a hint of anger on Chen Hao's face. He threw the rubbish bag onto the podium coldly. Thud, the money in the rubbish bag scattered throughout the podium.